Hello and welcome to the Daily Comic and Collectible, episode 245. Now today, the collectible of the day is the Mezco Toyz 112 Collective Original Star Trek Series Spock action figure. First introduced to audiences in 1966, the Star Trek series was a landmark show that sparked people's love of science, space, and technology, and even inspired real-world inventions. Spock, played by Leonard Nimoy in the television and movie franchise, was a new kind of hero, calmly logical and cerebral, but not completely devoid of human emotion. The Mezco 112 Collective presents one of the most iconic characters in the pop culture lexicon, Spock from the original Star Trek series. This 6-inch figure features real fabric uniform in a series-accurate outfit, with incredible head sculpt featuring the likeness of Leonard Nimoy, but with a Vulcan complexity. Spock was digitally modeled, plus contains over 28 points of articulation for advanced posability. Box contains Spock 1/12 action figure, two highly detailed and hand-painted head sculpts, one with signature raised eyebrow, 8 interchangeable hands, including the Live Long and Prosper, the Nerve Pinch, and the Mind Meld hands, a Federation phaser, communicator with flip-up panel, and tricorder with opening top section, plus a display base with posing post. Released by Mezco Toyz. Now, the comic of the day is Star Trek, the original series, Annual, Volume 2, Issue number 6, with a cover date of January 1995, with story by Howard Weinstein and Michael Friedman, art by Ken Save, and cover by Jason Palmer. This is the first issue of a two-part miniseries and is titled Convergence, Part 1, Split Infinities. This issue has also been signed by the inker artist, Sam De La Rosa. We opened on the Enterprise en route to Starbase 40 to rendezvous with the starships Endeavour and Copernicus to study a new cloaking shield created by the Romulans that is virtually undetectable, but Starfleet believes it's still in the testing phase and not fully operational. While en route, they are suddenly struck by a narrow-focus energy beam and boarded by Gary 7, a member of a time-traveling benevolent group called the Aegis. He suddenly appears on the bridge of the Enterprise, warning of a great danger to Spock. But before he can explain, a Davidian arrives on the bridge, immediately killing Gary 7 and kidnaps Spock. Davidians are life energy vampires who survive by draining other living beings' life forces and unfortunately are also time travelers. A short time later, Spock comes to and finds himself captive with General Tilius, a pivotal figure in Romulan history, who was involved in signing the peace agreement with the Federation. A short time later, a colleague of Gary Seven's and another member of Aegis arrives on the Enterprise, Ixana and her temperamental cat Nova. She explains to Kirk that the Davidians had been prevented from interfering in Earth history and being allowed to drain the life force of sick humans by a Starfleet crew from the future, Picard's Starfleet crew. So the Davidians are attempting to alter history in order to eliminate the Federation. Meanwhile, in the future, the Enterprise with Captain Picard and his crew arrive at the neutral zone to greet the Romulan ambassador, Sybok. Guinan senses that something is very wrong. Suddenly, another Davidian appears in this time and kidnaps Data. It also fires its weapon, hitting Worf in the process. Data then joins the other captives, which also now include another Enterprise captain from another time period, Captain John Harriman. We end this issue within the past. Captain Kirk, Ixana, and the crew of the Enterprise make for the Davidian system. In the future, Picard and his crew do the exact same thing. This story is continued in Star Trek The Next Generation, Annual, Volume 2, Number 6. Geek Fact. In 1980, the TV Guide voted Spock one of the greatest television characters of all time. Bonus Geek Fact. Wolverine was taken out by Spock using the Vulcan Nerve Pinch. It happened in the 1996 one-shot crossover called Star Trek X-Men, written by Scott Lobdell. And final geek fact, Spock was the first Vulcan to enlist in Starfleet. His father did not speak to him for 18 years because he chose Starfleet over the Vulcan Science Academy. Well, I'd like to thank you for joining me for today's Daily Comic and Collectible, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. This is CatFan ComicsMan, and I'll catch you on the flip. Over and out.